Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome to the first deadline stream of the season. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. Hi Ojasvi, hi Varun, hi Ryan. Just let me know guys if you can hear me clearly and then we'll proceed with the stream. And sorry for the delay. Yup. So Ryan says, "What's up? New FPL season, can't wait. Aiming for top 100k. I think I'm aiming for top 10k this season. Hopefully we'll not take a lot of hits and we'll be able to achieve it." So in the first question, Oisen says, Oba or Salah captain, don't know if I can trust the early kickoff. Never trust the early kickoff, and I've been saying this last season as well. I am not captaining Oba. So a lot of people will be asking my captaincy. I'll just complete my transfers and then I will discuss the captaincy as well. So I am obviously making a couple of changes. I think I'm removing Kenny for sure. I'll be going the conventional Justin way. I think Justin will play a couple of game weeks, which is up to game week 4, I think. So if he's playing for game weeks, possibly a good move. Maybe later on, if Kenny is playing, I can switch back to Kenny. I really think I'll just wait and watch how Everton line up. Uh, with the captaincy, for me, it's definitely not Aubameyang. I'm pretty sure because first of all, it's an early kickoff. Secondly, I think Fulham will set up very defensively. They want to get points at their home. It's the first match of the season. They want to get to a good start. And also the fact that I don't see Arsenal scoring 4 or 5 goals. So banking an early kickoff, which is although also going to be low scoring, it doesn't seem like the right captain choice to me. For me, it's between Salah and Mane, and most probably Salah because I'm going to keep Salah in my team. So for everyone who's here for my captain pick, it's going to be Salah. Best midfielder under 8 million. I think under 8 million there are decent midfielders. You have James Rodriguez, you have Traore, you have on 8 million, you have Ali, you have Ziyech, but Ziyech is injured. So at this moment, you can probably go for Traore or Ali. I think they have decent fixtures to pick up on. Ryan says, I'm triple captaining Obama. I got dared by my friend. Don't do that, Ryan. Never waste your triple captain on the first game week because you know there are eventually going to be double game weeks, and probably that is the time you want to use the chip. Saka or Suchek. I think if you're looking for a couple of game weeks, Saka is decent, provided he starts. I think Arsenal will line up a 4-3-3. Also, the news that I have that there is a possibility that Saliba did not train yesterday, which could also lead to him being benched. But I think it's false because I don't see another centre back starting alongside Holding. But in case you're going for an Arsenal defender, I would recommend go Holding because it's probably a safer pick, and then you don't have the worry who's starting, who's not. I think Saka will start in the midfield as Tierney will be in the back four. So I can see Saka starting as well. So shouldn't be a problem. Suchek on the other hand is very good in the aerial, in the box and as a aerial threat. But with all the West Ham problems going on at the club, I think even I am reconsidering my Antonio pick. That's the reason I'm just confused about one more transfer, which is Antonio. Havertz or Pulisic, huge dilemma. I think go Havertz. I think being a Chelsea fan, I think Chelsea will line up 4-3-3. Backline could be Zuma, Rudiger, Aspilicueta, James. In the midfield, it's going to be Kovacic, Kante, Havertz, I think. And on the front three, it's going to be Werner, Cho, and Mount. I feel like Pulisic might be too soon for this game. Maybe get on some minutes, but I'm not sure if he'll start the game. So if you want to take the risk, I think you can take the risk on Pulisic. It's a better pick in my opinion when compared to Havertz at the moment. But if you want to play safe, go Havertz. Vinagre or Justin, I would go Justin. With Vinagre, I'm not sure if he'll start more than 1 or 2 games. I am sure he'll start this game, but then nobody knows about game week 2. Well, if he scores a hat trick, Ryan, there are plenty of opportunities for him to score a hat trick. So don't worry, you'll eventually have a lot of options to play triple captain. Boris says, but Leeds are better defensively. Going with Salah, will Ben Davies start? Davies will start. With Salah, I think the problem with Salah, a lot of people did not notice, was the 4-2-3-1 formation played against Blackpool. So in that formation, Salah was in the midfield, and which is unconventional to his regular play. I think when Klopp back to the Premier League, he'll probably play the 4-3-3 defensive setup where Salah will be back on the wing, and he'll get more opportunity to cut inside and he'll probably score more goals. With Leeds, yes, they are the best defensive side in the championship, but also the fact that they're a very attacking team as well. So they'll eventually leave some gaps. Probably a reason to consider Mane as well because Mane is very good at exploiting those gaps. But then again, when at home, Salah has a very great record against teams, especially newly promoted teams. So I would actually go Salah. Varun says Antonio to Wilson for you. I think it's between Wilson and Antonio at the moment. That's true, but we'll have to figure out. I think both of them are equally good punts, but I think the ceiling is higher for Antonio. The only concern with Antonio I have is if he starts on the wing, then I think it will fail as a punt. But if he starts in the center like he used to for West Ham at the end of the last season, I think he'll fire. As a West Ham fan, our moral is very low. I wouldn't go for any West Ham players. We will be very sloppy today. I think that's true. I think Ryan, that's the reason I'm reconsidering Antonio. Is Richarlison worth the 8 million? For game week one, you could probably go to Dominic Calvert-Lewin if you want to. I don't see the Spurs versus Everton game way too high scoring. Probably a 2-0, 2-1 to Tottenham. So if you want to, you can take a punt on Dominic Calvert-Lewin since he's 1 million cheaper, and he'll probably be at the center position for Everton. I would not go for Dominic Calvert-Lewin as I'm not sure if that will be a high scoring game. Maybe says Wilson or Ings for game week one will become Marshall next week. I think if you have Adams, go for Wilson. Take the punt. Gavin says, "What's your views on Vardy?" Vardy's a nice option if you want to captain him, but otherwise, I would not risk picking Vardy solely because of the reason of the lack of creativity in the center. Also because of bad form they had last season. At the end of last season, he's probably not in a good touch. So I would actually pick up players like Werner, Kane, who are ready to go, and we know who will fire when given the opportunity. Odyssey says take Wilson. I think I'm just going to leave it to you guys and probably take a poll. Should I take Antonio or Wilson? And whatever you guys select, we'll go with that. So Danshu says 5 million defender options. I think there are a lot of options at 5 million. You have the Sheffield United defender Egan, you have Dyer, you have the Arsenal defenders Holding. So you can pick up a defender if you look long term. I think Dyer is the best option. Probably look at Shaw as well if you want to bench someone from United. Shaw is at 5. Even Lindelof is at 5. So if you want a United defender for long term, you can look at that. But priority wise, I would go with Dyer. Which defenders are you starting? I'm starting Dyer, Robertson, and Justin. I'm going to bench Mitchell and Taylor. Under 8 million striker. 8 million striker. I probably pick Calvert Lewin if I had to. But otherwise, long term, maybe Adams. I feel Adams will outperform Mitrovic. Adam and Bissaka or Shaw on the bench. Depends on the money. I think if you want to save the point 0.5, you go Shaw. But to be honest, if you want more points in the long run, I think Van Bissaka will definitely earn more points. Also, with Shaw, there's a lot of injury concern. Usually on and off. They haven't played till now. They tonight. I think they have a match against Aston Villa, a practice match maybe. So probably we'll look after that. So it's a risk, honestly, with the United assets, but then you can't do much about it. Is DCL a good option? Yes. 4.5 midfielder to start. I think Smallbone has a contention. Oriel is also in contention. Stephens, if you want to. Bissouma, probably. I think I'm going. Burke is a good option. I'm not sure if he'll start or not. But if you want to go for him, you can try. But honestly, the 4.5 slot is majorly for a couple of points. So don't bother much about the 4.5 midfielder slot. Probably invest more in your team other ways, where even if your player is injured, you have a backup option. Haller will start up front. Yes, I think that's going to be the case. All-star clubs. I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be a punt for me. I'm probably more inclined to Antonio and Wilson. Also, guys, for the people who are watching us, it's not a 60-minute deadline. Then the deadline is shifted to 90 minutes before kickoff. So at my clock, it's 14:49. So about 40 minutes from now. Will Pulisic, Havertz, and Mount play? I think Havertz and Mount will play. I'm not sure about Pulisic because he did look very sharp in training, but he has just one training session with the team. Usually, last season as well, Lampard did take a lot of time to get him in the team, and probably we could see that as this game week as well. For the long run, do you think Havertz is a better than Pulisic considering his injuries? I think Pulisic is better probably because if you see the stats, Pulisic is on paper better than Havertz at the moment. Double Newcastle with ASM and Wilson. Probably you'll have to take the risk because anyways, West Ham looks sloppy in defense in their preseason games, and also the fact that their morale is way too low. So probably target a fixture and high. I don't see Saint Maxim scoring. Probably an assist and a goal for Wilson would work fine. Yes, the Newcastle defense is also injured. And that's something to consider, but probably morale is something you want to weigh a lot in such fixtures. Vinagre and ASM for or James and Suchek. I think James and Suchek. Vinagre doesn't look like a long unless you're planning to wildcard in game week 3, then go Vinagre and ASM, but otherwise Suchek and James. Yes, Burke might play striker. Wilder did say that, and I think they signed a striker, but I'm not sure if he has trained. So Burke has a good chance to start. Hey YOLO gamer, welcome back to the stream. Venkatesh says, will Saliba or Gabriel play? Gabriel won't play, he's not trained with the team. Saliba has a chance. Who's the most nailed on? Kyle Walker Peter is nailed, Dyer is nailed, Davis is also nailed. So probably the most attacking is Kyle Walker Peter of the lot, and I would secondly pick Dyer because with Davis we know there is Ryan Sessegnon and there could be possible rotation with all the fixture congestion. With Dyer we know he's a centre back. Centre backs do not need a lot of rotation even if they play day in day out. So that's the reason I'm going with Dyer. The mostly the same price. And then even if you want to change in the long run, you can play your wildcard and then get in Davies later on. It's not like his price is going to rise from 5 to 6 million anyway. So it shouldn't be an issue. Havertz or Ali? That's a good question, Dinesh. I think if you have Werner, you can take a punt on Ali. I feel Ali will do good, but make sure you're not taking him only for one game week. If you're taking only someone for one game week and want to upgrade them to Bruno probably next game week, or Greenwood or Rashford, then go Havertz because I think the Brighton fixture is much easier. But if you look at up to 4, 5, 6 game weeks, then Ali I think will do better. Tierney a good option or not? I think Tierney is a very good option. Consider the price bracket. Random Junkie says, should I transfer Pulisic to Havertz? If you want to take a risk, you can stick to Pulisic, but I would recommend play safe and take in Havertz. What's your take on Pepe and Willian starting game week 1 and 2? I think this game week it is too soon for Willian. Pepe might start, as I posted last night on the Instagram story. For Willian, I'm not sure. It might be too soon for him. 5 million defenders. Suchek is the best of the lot, I think, on the 5 million bracket. 5.5 is a very interesting bracket because I'm really looking forward to Podence. If Podence starts for Wolves regularly, I think he's going to be one of the most budget option and one of the best in the 5.5 bracket. Ings and Che Adams or Antonio and Che Adams. Tough one. That's the same situation I am in. Actually, I wouldn't recommend doubling up on Southampton, to be honest. Probably Wilson and Che Adams. Which keeper are you starting? I'm starting with McCarthy. Button is not sure is not guaranteed to start anywhere. Get Dominic Calvert-Lewin for 7 or Mitrovic or anybody else for lesser. Depends on the teammate. If you're looking for long term, Dominic Calvert-Lewin does have a very good game week 2, 3, and 4. So probably want to bank on him. Is there any chance to have early team news? I don't think so, mate. I really tried to get in some news, but it looks really unlikely. And even if you get some news, don't really believe it because the team sheets are not really handed over 90 minutes before the match. So I wouldn't even trust if someone comes and say that Aubameyang is bench or Pepe is playing or something like that. Keep Sun for a few game weeks or swap out. If you're keeping a Tottenham player, keep it at least for 4 game weeks. That's my suggestion. Better combo or first week, Mitchell and Bardi or Ings and Mitro. I think Bardi and Mitchell. I don't see Mitrovic scoring, but Vardy can brace against West Brom. If you, the ceiling is high for Vardy. Yash Bajaj says my forwards are Werner, Ings, and Brewster. I think you're going to play 4-4-2 or 3-5-2 because I don't see Brewster starting anytime soon. What about the picture you posted of the Arsenal lineup? That's the exact picture which official Arsenal account posted, and we just zoomed in and we found that Pepe and Laka were written. So there's a possibility both of them start with Zaka in the midfield and Saka on the left mid. So I think with your worries, Varun, I don't see Saka getting benched because yes, he did play on the right sometimes, but I see him starting on the left mid as well. Ings and Jimenez good attack. I think Jimenez has a very poor record against Sheffield United. I too could have bought Jimenez, but I think the record is way too poor, and it's the first game week, and Sheffield United tend to defend really well, so wouldn't take a risk on him. But Ings is a really nice option. Eurogamer without Madison, if you want to take a punt for 1 week, you might have a player who might just score, who has a chance of scoring a brace if he does. But obviously, without the creativity, there's a chance that he scores at max 2 points. Best 4.5 midfielder apart from Justin, I think Taylor is the best 4.5 midfielder. Although there are a lot of concerns regarding Burnley because a lot of their senior players are leaving for other teams, and there is a lot of non-communication between the manager and the board. There are possible rumors that even Sean Dyche might even get sacked. So at the moment it's Taylor, but let's see how things progress. Oba will play on the left, not sure Saka starts. I think even when Oba plays on the left, Saka started in the midfield. It's happened before. It's not something new. So I would actually bank Saka, but keep a play. I think keep a budget defender. I think Mitchell is the bench filler for me. If anyone does not start for me, I think Mitchell will come in. So hopefully everyone has that one player to fill in the place. Is Davies 4.5 okay for bench only for upgrades only or upgrade to someone else? I think if you want to just bench him, Davies is fine. I don't see him starting. Not anytime soon with the signings Aston has made. But for bench, it's okay. Probably go to Brewster's for 4.5. There's a chance that Brewster goes to some club and he'll get a chance there. Or maybe even for Liverpool. So probably Brewster. Mane, Aubameyang, Suchek, Son, good midfield or not? I think that's the template midfield with Salah replaced by Mane. Amandeep says, do you see Werner, Havertz and Pulisic starting? I see Werner and Havertz starting as discussed earlier in the stream. Pulisic is a 50-50 according to me. I think it might be too soon for him. Who's your captain? For the people who joined, my captain is going to be Mo Salah, mostly, unless I switch to Mane, but it's going to be Liverpool player for sure. Tierney or Saliba? Tierney. Sudhanshu says, are you going to get any lineups? Unlikely, mate. With 90 minutes deadline, before kickoff, I don't see lineups getting leaked. Kane or Havertz or Werner or Ali? I would go Werner Ali. 4.5 mid will come on for 2 points. Well, it's fairly enough. If your player is not playing, you might just get those points are technically bonus points for you because your original player is not playing at all. Best 4.5 midfielder probably takes the likes of Smallbone for a couple of game weeks or Bissouma or Stephens for long run. You might also look at Reed. He'll probably start a couple of game weeks, but don't expect a lot. Low budget defenders at the moment, Mitchell, 4.4 million he'll start for Crystal. Then in the 4.5 bracket, you have a lot. You have Vinagre, Justin Taylor. Karan says, is Ings worth it? I think Ings might not justify the 2.5 million increase in comparison to Adams. I am even expecting Adams to outscore Ings. So there's a possibility that Adams does outscore Ings in specific, at least in the start of the season. So probably not at the start. Ings probably avoid for Adams. You'll probably get a lot of good players in the midfield or in the attack with the 2.5. Sana Ali, I think Amandeep we posted a very good detailed statistics and graphics on the Instagram page. But if you ask me, it's Ali. What do you think of them? What do you think of having Vardy instead of Werner for game week one and switch to Marshall? I would not do that. I would just play Werner. If you want to get Marshall, still play Werner in game week one against Brighton. FA tips, what is your plan for United assets in Game Week 2? It's pretty simple. Whoever I have as the third striker, Antonio Wilson, he'll get upgraded to Marshall straight away. Straight away after the deadline. It's Ryan says Mount or IU to start because I'm thinking to bench Mitchell. Start Mount. He'll probably start in the midfield or the right, left flank. Is Davis nailed on? Yes, he's nailed on. But eventually, with the fixture congestion, there is a possibility that Ryan might start over him or he might get injured. I think Dyer is a safer bet to place with the fixtures. The next 22 days, I think they play 9 games or something like that. So that's a lot of games for any team. Muir says, do you think Van der Beek will start? He should ideally. I mean, but I don't know which position and how United will really line up. I've not closely looked at them because they've had no preseason till now. So probably after tonight or maybe after the weekend, we'll get a clearer picture of how they're lining up. I Probably can wait, but the money budget constraint is so much that if Marshall rises by even point 0.1, I might have to do another transfer to get him in. Because I'm certainly sure that I want Marshall, but if anything goes haywire, then anyways I'll have to transfer him out. So let's see. I'm probably going to, as soon as the deadline passes away, I'm going to do Antonio Wilson to Marshall. Is it worth upgrading Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Marshall, or is it better to get Rashi or for Avi or Havertz? I think Marshall is a better pick. If you want me to rate the United assets, I feel the best asset from United at the moment is Martial. Then comes Bruno, then Greenwood, and then Rashford, and then probably Greenwood. I would avoid the likes of Van der Beek, Pogba, and the midfield. And then comes Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me. Will Kenny start? I'm not sure. Dashit, I had Kenny in my team. If you've seen the stream on with all about FPL, I actually had Kenny in my team, and I was very convinced that he'll start. But all the top Everton fans and sources are saying that Coleman will start, which I think will not happen. I still feel that Kenny will start, but I don't see it worth risking in the first game week itself. So I'm playing Justin. Justin, I know will start for a couple of game weeks. And eventually, when we know that Kenny is starting for sure, we can make that switch and transition very easily because they're both priced 4.5 million. Arc Focus, yes, but I think all the sources are very convinced that Coleman will start. So probably in the first game you don't want your defender playing defender to be benched. And anyways, it's a game against Tottenham, so I don't expect a clean sheet. I don't see the fuss over here. Probably if you don't have a transfer to make next game week, bring in Kenny if you're sure. That's my strategy. I'll if I want to bring him, I'll watch him until the Liverpool game, and I'll bring him. What about Harvey Barnes? I think he'll start unless Leicester get a formation where they play Vardy and Iheanacho. It is possible, but the closest source I have about Leicester said that Barnes will start on the left with Perez on the right. Steer on Ireland for the bench. For the bench, I think Steer is fine. Ireland is also fine. I think I would go with Button because there's a very high chance that he starts for West Brom down the lane in the season. So I would prefer Button. Also, the fact that Button has been in my team for what 3 seasons I think now, 2 seasons. So I don't want to change that. Probably Button. Please, Arctic Fox says, please say your thoughts on Vinagre. For Vinagre, I think Vinagre will start this week. He probably will start game week 2 as well. Now, the fact that Marcel is actually a left-footed left centre back, so there's a possibility that Saiz might lose out to the place, and Vinagre continues to play even when Marcel is in the team. So, if you want to play Vinagre for a couple of game weeks, you might want to bring him in. But to be honest, I don't want the headache of waiting until Wednesday and seeing Tuesday, sorry, and seeing that he starts or no. Also, the Porto talks have been reduced a lot at the moment because the Porto feels that the price Wolves are demanding for Vinagre is too much. I don't see any player starting over Vinagre in the next 2 game weeks. McCarthy or Cal Walker Peter or McCarthy versus Vinagre. I think Vinagre. Don't double up on Saints. I have a strong feeling that Crystal will score. It's going to be a 1-all, I think. You think Ali will perform better than Sun? The stats suggest that when they're playing together, they perform almost the same. Also, the fact that I explained that Ali gets into the box more with Kane than Sun, and say Sun is playing on the wing wide, very wide. So Ali gets more chances naturally. If he capitalizes on them, definitely he'll perform better than Sun. But if he's in very bad form, which did not look like the case with the preseason games, he mostly will perform better than Sun. Best striker for 1 week punt, that's the exact dilemma I am in. Jack, if you want to go with me, probably go with Wilson. I think if he starts, he will demolish the current West Ham team. Tarakumar says Wolves defense playing in place of Doherty. I think Wolves will form in a 3-5-2 formation or 3-4-3 according to their needs, and Traore will start in the right wing back position. Noob YT7 says go for Burke from Sheffield. I think he has a chance to start. Probably will get him instead of Gordon. I am also considering Mitchell out because and Ferguson in, but there's no specific timeline on when Ferguson will be back. If I would have been sure, I would actually go for Ferguson because anyways I'm not planning to start Mitchell anytime soon in my team. Who's Burke? He's a Sheffield United player, mate. He's 4.5 million in the midfield. There's a possibility he starts as a striker for Sheffield in this week's game. Looks like we are out of questions. That's strange. Usually on the deadline we have a lot of questions. Or is my chat lagging? Because I'm not able to see your questions. Best forward under 6.5. I think go with Adams. A lot of people will say Mitrovic. You could go for Mitrovic as well, but I feel Adams will outscore Mitrovic in the next 4 to 5 game weeks. Kiran says all are busy making their teams. There's about 24 minutes to the deadline, so you can wait till the deadline appears. Book starting how much reliability? There's very less chance. See, honestly, he is not the main team player. But if you want to risk, you can take a chance. But I don't expect him to start and score right away. He's a 4.5 midfielder, anyways. He's predominantly made to be benched. Amandeep says also, do you see Batshuayi starting? Not this week. Probably game week 2, 3. 3 looks to me, 3 looks like the game week where he'll start. 2 might also be too soon because he hasn't trained even once with the Crystal Palace team. I mean, I would be shocked if Crystal Palace deploy him as the striker in game week 1 itself. Was predominantly signed to play and to get starts. So there's a chance he'll start down the lane in game week 3, 4, 5. If we see that, then it's a bonus. But if you don't, I don't see there's a problem with McCarthy starting or playing even against the big sides because he makes a lot of save and he'll get the save points. But it says we have done so much tinkering that we're all out of questions. We had actually all of us majorly would have a couple of these players. We would have Obama and the Saint Maximin, probably a Tottenham asset, Werner, Ings or Adams. I think in defense we'll have Trent, probably Justin, Mitchell, Taylor, Vinagre. In McCarthy, in goal we have McCarthy. Most of the people have the similar teams at the moment. This will eventually change around when people play their wild card. Southampton triple up. Wouldn't recommend. Double up is still okay. Okay. Do you think starting Kyle Walker Peter and McCarthy ends a good run? Or Kenya for Kyle Walker Peter? I would go Justin for Kyle Walker Peter. Don't double up. You can double up. There's a chance that they keep a clean sheet. But if they score, you eventually lose 2 clean sheets. So it's a very high risk, but it's high rewarding as well. I'm done. I've got high BP. Lock the game now. Haven't done so much before writing an exam as well. It's done. It's probably done. I think there are not much changes left. Also, a tip: if any one of you are owning Martinez, don't expect him to start for Arsenal because I think he's heavily linked with Aston Villa at the moment, and I don't see him starting. If he starts, then probably he'll be nailed on, and he'll not move to Aston. Apart from Burke, Jack, I don't see any 4.5 Sheffield United player starting. I think even Lundstrom has a chance over Brook, and they'll probably play their 2 standard strikers. Martinez is in the squad confirmed. See that? Well, that helped. The arc fog test, the deal included the fact that Button wanted to play more minutes at a club where he could get the opportunity to. So there is a chance that Johnstone could get the FA Cup and the Carabao and all those leagues, and Button could be the main keeper. But I don't see that happening in the first game week itself. So, but the clause of the deal did include that Button will get more minutes. Justin, Bergerwander, and Mitchell, good defense. Looks like a set defense, mate. No NT YT7. I support Chelsea. Rahul Panchal says 5.5 midfielder. I had Saka, but not sure whether he'll start or not. I think Saka will start. If you are not sure, go with Saint Maximin. Are McBurney and McGoldrick injured? I'm not sure of the injury list for Sheffield United, but I just have to check with that. Sorry, I missed it. Best 4.5 midfielder. I got Reed. Reed is a decent player. He'll get the 2 points whenever needed. So you can play Reed as well. I might as well get Reed because he's probably nailed on to start and get 2 points every game week, unless he gets a yellow card, obviously. Tete, I'm not sure if he'll start. Once you're sure, then he's a decent bench filler. But Fulham defense, not sure. I would not bank on him. Megdeep Patel, Arsenal team sheet apparently showed Laka, Auba, and Pepe up front. Yes, that's true. We posted it last night on the Instagram story. It's Ryan says I bought Suchek for Saint Maximin. I think Newcastle will concede at least a goal. They'll not keep a clean sheet. That's my prediction. We'll have to see how many goals do they concede. Ariola, I don't see him starting game week one, mate. So probably not. Will Rodriguez start? Yes, I expect him to start Anirudh straight away from game week one. How will he perform? That's a question which we do not know the answer to. Theo, we posted a very detailed statistic comparison between Sun and Ali. The fact is that when Sun and Ali both played together, Ali's stats are more or less similar to Sun, and the fact that Ali is 1 million cheaper to Sun makes him a very good prospect. But that could be the case if James doesn't have match fitness. Then we have no news about it because the Everton training camp has not revealed any press news about it. So if that is the case, if he's declared unfit for the match, then we can't really help about it. Wouldn't recommend James Rodriguez anyways because we like to see how he adapts to the league. If he's even not sure if he'll play Cam on the right or on the right, so probably we'll wait and watch with James Rodriguez. Ali or Sun for game week one, two, three. I'd go Ali. Saves you a lot of money as well. Havertz and Aubert Sterling to Sterling and Bruno looks like a good transfer move. Karan, I would go Allen. I think Allen has spent more time with the team. Is more likely to start. Son or Ali, will James restart on the long run? I think he starts for the first two game weeks. I'm not sure of the long run. I see Aspilicueta starting over him. Werner Adi Werner got Ings planning to drop him for Che and replace Adi with Bruno. Looks like the game week two move. Boris says Lundstrom or Kita for first four game weeks. I think Kita and Lundstrom, either of them is not going to get a lot of game time for the first four game weeks. So it's a 50-50 call. First week, probably Lundstrom will get more time, but then at the long run, Kita will eventually have more minutes under his back. No Leeds defender, no. I think for the first six game weeks, avoid the Leeds defense. WordPress or Saint Maximin, I would go Saint. Will Gordon start? No, he won't start. I don't see him starting. David Munde is captaining Aubameyang, Big Man Bucker, and Mark are captaining Salah. I think I'm going to captain Salah, but unless I take Mane, that's a decision to still to be made. I think Burke has a chance, but my gold. None of the attackers are injured for Sheffield United, so it's very highly unlikely possibility since nobody is injured. But let's see how it goes. FPL tips. Do you know who late riser? There's a possibility that he has none of the Liverpool midfielders. So I did not read his scout cast article because I'm not on Scout. But if someone does know his team, probably he can update us. Ben White, probably not in the long term. Brighton have a mixed run of fixtures. Probably would avoid Brighton altogether. Doherty to start over Aurier from game week one itself. Harsh Mehta, we were expecting Doherty to start, but last night in the press conference, Mourinho did make some uncomfortable comments saying that we did not expect Aurier to go and there's a possibility he starts over Doherty as well. And that's a bit concerning. Captain Kane or Werner? Tough one, mate. I think Werner would probably score more than Kane, but it's your call. Varun, probably you could share the team with everyone who's on the chat. Is it worth taking Salah over Mane? His performance wasn't good enough in the recent preseason matches. Imam, I explained why Salah did not perform that great in earlier in the stream. The reason was the 4-2-3-1 formation. If Liverpool stick to the formation, I don't think Salah will perform that great. But if Liverpool get back to the 4-3-3 formation with Salah on the wing, I think it will be a much better performance by him. Rash or Bruno for Game Week 2, Bruno. Trent or Davies, Gomez or Doherty. Davies and Trent. Holding will start, right? Yes, Jack Holding will start. 14 minutes to go, guys. Mane or Aubameyang captain, probably bank Mane more than Aubameyang, to be honest. You can captain Aubameyang as well. It's a pretty much fair enough, equal choice. Mitrovic won't score today, right? That's my prediction. That's what I think. Mitrovic won't score against Arsenal. Will Milagro start in game week 1? Mostly he will. Shehan. Ole or Lampard, lol. Lampard. McCarthy, Egan, Virgil van Dijk, Justin Aubameyang, Mane Ali, Suchek, Mount, Werner, Ings. It's a very good team. It's a very well balanced team, to be honest. I heard Saliba might start. Seems like a good deal. I think Holding is a much more nailed option, Mohammed. With Saliba, there's a bit of a risk, so probably you want to avoid Saliba. Okay, I'll read late risers team for anyone who wants it. He's gone with McCarthy, Mitchell, Alexander Arnold, Walker Peters, Dyer, Aubameyang, Bissouma, Saint Maximan, Ali, Havertz, Werner, Calvert-Lewin, and Martial. How about bringing in Nikitia? I was actually planning to bring in Nikitia, but yes, last night there was image leaked by Arsenal official page, and when zoomed in, a lot of people pointed out that Pepe and Laga could be starting over Nikitia and Willian. So it looks like a risk to me. If that picture was not leaked, I would probably get in Nikitia for Antonio and even not think about it. But now that we have some kind of a proof of Laka starting, I would avoid it. Shenan, all the best to you. Hope you have a great game week 1. Good replacement for Mitrovic. I probably go Adams. Okay, can I read the team again? Yes, it's McCarthy, Mitchell, Trent, Walker Peters, Dyer, Aubameyang, Bissouma, Saint, Ali, Havertz, Werner, Calvert-Lewin, and Martial. Mohammed says Ramsdale, Trent, Justin Davies, Salah, Ali, Oba, Maximin, Werner, Ings, Mitro. Looks like a very good team. I like the Ramsdale pick. If I had the point 0.5 to point 0.5 somewhere, I would have gone Ramsdale. Will Wilson start? If you're referring to Callum Wilson, I'm expecting him to start. Bowen could be a really good pick, but he's in the midfield. That's the problem. If you actually pick Bowen for one game week 1, he's a very nice pick. But then again, it creates a lot of problem when you want to switch him out for another United assets. That's the reason I'm not even recommending Bowen, and I'm not going for him. If someone wants to keep him for a couple of game weeks, then Bowen is a really nice pick. Probably the best from the West Ham team. Will Vinagre start? Yes, mate. Noob already has Adams. I'm not sure. If he had Adams, then probably play Mitrovic. It looks like a decent pick after Adams. If you have point 0.5, upgrade to Callum Wilson. We'll have to see what do I have. Should I go Mane or Salah? That's the question I have at the moment. Probably going Salah. I think I'm just overthinking about Mane and Salah. I feel that Mane will score as well, but then I don't think it's worth the risk. Leno, a good choice. Probably take a cheaper keeper, and if you want a 5 million keeper, go for Ramsdale. Would recommend McCarthy or Ryan. Four in the bank for the Manchester assets. Dion says that's a very good saving strategy. Hopefully your team one does good. Shehan, not at the moment. I think not at the moment. Button is not the first choice keeper at the moment. How many of you guys think that it's going to be a very low scoring game or low scoring game week? I think it's going to be low scoring. Probably the maximum score could be 3-0 to Liverpool. I don't see any team scoring more than 3. Hi FPL Tips, good to see you on the stream. Mohammed says last minute confusion. Werner or Vardy? Go with Werner. Leno, Tierney, Gomez, Trent, Ward, Prowse, Aubameyang, Salah, San Antonio, Werner. Good team. Yes, I think Leno switch Leno to McCarthy. Probably the best strategy for your team. Looks like FPL Tips is scouting my stream to probably invite me on his stream. Thoughts on Vinagre? I think he'll start for the first 2 game weeks, but after that, unless he's transferred, I there's a case that he might start even after that because Marcel is originally a left center back, so there's not a case that he'll start on the left wing back role straight away. So I see that there's a chance that Marcel replaces Saiz and Vinagre could continue keeping his place in the team. What do you think, FPL, about Vinagre? Everybody's aim to score at least above average. I think I'm trying to keep an average of 60 per game week, so that's the target. That will eventually lead you to probably top 10k. So probably aim for 60 points per game week. Tarakuma says Leeds defender Dallas is the best of the lot, but honestly would avoid till game week 6 until they have a very nice run of fixtures. So until then, probably avoid him. Aqualuca, hello. F8F says he's in my team. Aim for top 1 million after game week 1. I think yes, that's the best strategy. Top 100k looks good. Last season, I also figured out that if you start really well, it helps you manage your overall rank at the end of the season. Nikitia or Saka starting today? I think Saka will start. Nikitia looks like a doubt with the picture leak last night. Vice captain Obama, Werner. I don't think there's going to be a need, but still Werner because he's playing at the last match of the game week. Ryan looks like a good plan. I think Marshall to Ings could be the first choice, and if Aubameyang does decent, you still want to play him against West Ham. Why did you choose Salah or Aubameyang or captaincy? I do not bank the early kickoff at all. First point. Second point, I think the Fulham team will set up very defensively. It's going to be tough for Arsenal to break through, and I don't see them scoring 4 or 5 goals anyways. Probably a better pick would be Salah. Will James Justin start for sure? I think yes, he'll start for sure. Is Saka going to be involved in today's attack? It looks like he'll be involved, but if he plays in the midfield too deep, then probably you won't see him getting a lot of assist opportunities. Okay, we'll fix my team. We'll just remove Gordon, and we'll 4.5. Till then, I'll keep answering your questions. When you make a change last minute, that's like asking for more paper in an exam. Everyone else gets twitchy. Don't get twitchy. My team is pretty much set. I'm just changing the 4.5 midfielder. It's going to be on my bench. Don't worry. Will Reece James start? Yes, he will. What about Castigan from Leicester City? I think he'll start on the left wing back role this match. So should not be a problem if you own him. Thoughts on my team: Ramsdale, Robertson, Doherty, Bellerin. I think Bellerin will start. Saka, Aubameyang, Maximin, Havertz, Ali, Calvert-Lewin, Werner, and then he has Mitchell, Batcher, and Egan. Probably play Egan over Bellerin. I think Bellerin might not start. If you want to play Bellerin, you can put him. If he doesn't play anyways, Egan will come into your team. Jack will just tell you in a couple of minutes, 5 minutes to go. So you guys want to complete your teams and come back, and probably till the time I'll just get my 4.5 midfielder as well. I just scout Burke. I'm not sure if he's got any minutes under his belt. Probably read. Alazate looks really good. A nice pick to me. I think I want to stick to small ball. He really has a very high chance to start. Okay, so the final question for you guys is who do I get in my team? Antonio or should I get Callum Wilson? Ryan says my captain is Mane. Bissouma or Burg, either would book. I think get Burg. Okay, he's saying don't get Bissouma or don't get small bone. Someone says Antonio. Some people say Wilson. Batshuayi won't start, so that's out of question. Yazid has a very good point. It will lock up three places, so I'll probably get in someone else. Just get Stephens. Don't think much. Okay, so we're back to the forward slot. What do you think, Antonio or Wilson? Antonio or Wilson? People saying Wilson. Ulysses says Wilson. Harold might start over Antonio, so Wilson. Okay, so we'll go with the chat and we'll go Wilson. So it's a double up on Newcastle. It's something that I never imagined I'll do, but looks like it's the case for the game week. We'll have to go double up. Make transfers. You don't want to wait to the last minute. And my captain is Mohamed Salah. I think without a doubt, it had to be him. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't see. I don't want my 4.5 midfielder starting. If there is an opportunity, I'll actually start my defender over a 4.5 midfielder. So doesn't matter to me a lot. What about Saliba long term? I don't. We'll have to see if he starts this game week. Then we can probably see him a long term option. FPL scouts predict Wilson to start anyways. I think Wilson will start, but let's see how he scores. Captain Oba or Werner. If you had to, I would back Aubameyang more than Werner because it's his first match. Werner and Brighton will not give it easily. So last 2 minutes, guys, go and get the teams fixed. I'll also keep a check on my team and make sure you set a good vice captain. Looks like perfect to me at the moment. I'll just post my team on the Instagram story as well for the people who want it. 4 million starting defender starting. I think Mitchell is the only defender. Yes, we're so used to league lineups. I mean, I miss it honestly. Yes, I think I like the more I like the hectic part more. I mean, it was a lot more fun to actually get all the news incoming for the last 5 minutes. Okay, last 30 seconds, I guess that's it. 30 seconds. Come on, guys. Make sure you have a good team. And it's almost time, guys. Should I make last minute changes? I probably shouldn't. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's 30. And it's deadline. Kiran, I'm not changing my captain. And it's done. It's deadline, guys. Mitro or Adams, Nicholas, I would pick Adams, but since the game week deadline has passed away, it shouldn't matter much now. Hopefully, you guys have a great game week. We can't even discuss the lineups at the moment, so we'll wrap up the stream here. And hope you guys have a great start to the year. Good luck, everyone. See you guys on the next stream. Till then, this is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.